It's every day, bro. I pray my bitcoins grow. Pray to the crypto gods. Wait, whose alarm car is that in the background? um, Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition of Solo TV 84. I'm here with a special guest. Special guest, go ahead and please introduce yourself.
What's going on, fellas? This is Kevin Samuels. Shout out to the CIA. One love, FBI, if you're there in the background looking around. But good to finally get on the channel with you, man. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, definitely, Mr. Samuels. You've been doing your rounds. I see a lot of work. I remember when your channel was itty bitty small and really blown up. Like, how did you? I mean, let's go back. I mean, what made you start YouTubing in the first place?
Arbitrage. Basically, YouTube is a pipe for me. I'm an image consultant. So what that really means is I help package people. And in order to actually let people know who you are, you need to have a presence. So my background actually is chemical engineering. It's my schooling. I worked most of my career in corporate business to business sales and a huge portion of it in advertising and marketing. So I had to have my business in traditional media, which is TV, radio, billboard, newspaper. But then you got to have new media, digital side. And if you're not on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, in this space as an image consultant style, you really don't exist. So basically, if you look on YouTube, you got a lot of guys that come over like Alpha M, Real Men, Real Style, teaching men's fashion. And then on the fragrance side, you got a lot of people like Jeremy Fragrance and these guys. So it was a natural fit for me just to actually turn on my iPhone and start dropping content to see if I really had the chops to make it in this side, because the market decides. And then so the market has been kind.
Yeah, I mean, you really rose fast. I mean, and obviously you put out good content. Also, you're willing to work with other brothers, which shows that you're not a diva or nothing like that, like some YouTubers, right?
None.
Want to work with them. They got a bucket list. They don't, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, look, I don't have all that. Like, either you hop on, we do this or not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let me ask you this. So, how long have you been an image consultant for?
I've been an image consultant going on 7 years now. 7 years. And actually, I kind of fell backwards into this. It's a long story, but when I think about image, it's really been something I've been doing in my entire life. I just finally, with new media, with the internet has made it possible for your everyday entrepreneur to become, exponentially more successful quicker, because the barrier to entry is so much lower. If this was 20 years ago, I would have had to have a brick and mortar location, and then I would have had to have, tens of thousands of dollars in advertising just to get my name out to possibly be able to compete. Now, if you just have the guts to actually get on these media platforms, and you can actually do it because you don't have to pay. I mean, if you look at what you got going on in your pocket right now, a smartphone is basically a TV station. And I'm just getting on these networks, broadcasting my commercials.
Now, somebody, and I'm not saying they're saying this in the chat, but some people may be thinking, what makes you an image consultant? Did you go to school for this? What did you just one day decide, hey, I dress well and I get a lot of play from the ladies, and so I'm qualified? Like, what qualifies somebody as an image consultant?
Okay. To be a consultant, at its purest, to be a consultant, somebody just has to be willing to pay you for your advice. That's the purest form. To be an image consultant, it takes a lot more than being a stylish person. It also takes being able to style somebody. And yes, I've always been a stylish dude, but I actually went out and got my certifications. You go through color training, materials, this, that. There are schools around the world and around the country where you can go get certified. And then in order to actually write for some of these, like GQ, Esquire, these kind of things, you need to be an image. You need to have a certain level of accreditation. The Association of Image Consultants International, that's AICA. They pretty much they're kind of like the the bar association for image consultants. They pretty much say who's credible, who's not. And then you can just kind of hang out your shingle and start doing it. See, one of the things what happens often is guys are like, man, I really want to get into what you do. I'm a fly guy. I dress really well, and I want to do that because it looks like a sexy business. This is not a sexy business. Only 2% of what I do is sexy.
Wait, there's no model chicks?
Oh yeah, but that's the 2%.
Okay.
That's the 2%. That's the 2%. You know, it's kind of like think about, you know, if you ever knew any athletes, being in the game is one thing. It's the practice. It's the weight room. It's the dieting. It's all that shit. The 2-a-days the people don't see.
Yep.
See, and people, what they see is the finished product, that 5 to 7 minutes where I'm sitting up there in a suit talking that shit. But what they don't see behind the scenes is all the work that goes on. Staying up on the trend, staying up on that, understanding classic fashion, being able to style from the street to the boardroom, being able to help a solo TV become the best version of himself and authentic to him, then being able to help an Asian dude out of Canada and being able to help a white dude out of Ireland without missing a beat. So that's where you got to have your skills, because when you break your bread and give me your money, if I don't deliver, not only am I gonna lose a client, social media also has the point to where people can just get on there and say, this guy sucks ass. You know? So what I was saying earlier is a lot of cats on YouTube are not image consultants, which means they do not work with clients, because working with clients is the rubber meeting the road. You have to be able to deliver upon expectations. Setting them is one thing, but delivering upon them is another.
Definitely. And you know, you mentioning earlier that before we even got on, that you didn't even know that there was such a huge wave of you know, the Black manosphere in YouTube. And you kind of, I mean, you know, you're already doing something that's very niche, but then to get into that, I mean, there aren't really a lot of brothers in the manosphere talking about what you're talking about. You kind of in your own zone or in your own lane. You know what I mean?
Dude, I went to Atlanta for this thing called Menfluential. That's where all of the so like all the people on YouTube, the big guys with multi-million channels, right? Once a year, we get together for a huge conference. It's almost like VidCon. I'm down there in February. Now, understand the top guy, Aaron Moreno, Alpha M, he actually hired me to do a video for one of the companies he owns to create some video content for his skincare line, because he saw that I knew what I was doing. When I'm down there, it's amazing that there were no Black men on any of these panels. And before I actually got on YouTube talking about this, I can't think of one Black man that had a Black men style channel and if there are out there, they didn't have any traction. That actually has come up multiple times. Now there's actually, since I started doing it, there's been an additional person that's kind of got on. His name is Jeff, and he's the style OG. But you think about it, that's 2 people in a sector of hundreds of creators. We're really underrepresented, and I can tell you why. The reason we're really underrepresented is because, one, the barrier to entry YouTube is a predominantly white, younger male platform. That's why you don't see many Black people, period, with multi-million plus channels. It just is, no matter what your sector is, it's just hard to get over that. People subscribe to like people. And then number 2, Solo, let's just be real. Black men are at the bottom of almost every measurable metric. Most folks won't even say, you know, it's trying to sell to Black men. O'Shea talks about it all the time. No one the most businesses don't want to try to do it because the market is tough. And I'll give you an example. I made a video said drop the Jordans, right?
Right.
Now, before I had ever before people in the manosphere knew of me, I made a similar video. And in the comment section, it was like, this is like common sense. What are you talking about? Lace up shoes, double monks, boots. But after I kind of started getting on in the manosphere, the video had almost 180-degree reception. I lost patrons. I had people firing at me like, "What are you talking about?" But the thing, it was just the majority were black men. They weren't even sneakerheads. And black men, we have this relationship with this country to where, a lot of times black men see anything resulting in style or fashion as conformity. It's like, man, we've been in this country for 400 years and got to be on their system, such and so forth. I'm going to rebel against the system. They can't tell me what to do. And I understand. It's like, I feel you, bro. But image works before your brain even gets a chance to decide what's right or wrong. So when I've actually had colleagues are like, man, why do you even talk? Why do you even work over there? Why do you even do that? You could have had 100,000+ subscribers and this and that if you'd have just stayed on that path. And I say it because I do it because I understand the power image has, and the multiplying effect when you can get brothers to actually understand how to use image as a tool to get what you want. Matter of fact, there's some people in the chat room who are diehard followers of mine now, who first off started marching around with pitchforks calling for my head.
Well, it's interesting, and Kevin, I gotta go there. But do you think it's the whole, the way you dress? I mean, you look like you literally just walked off 46 in Wall Street or whatever. You know what I mean? You look like a fly brother. Like you look like downtown Chicago, Minneapolis, LA. I mean, you look like money, right?
Yeah. So the relatability factor.
Huh?
The relatability factor.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say that maybe the uppity Negro factor, or Kevin is rocking is nice, but he looks like a square factor, because that's a conversation that always seems to come back around in the manosphere. Because let's keep it real, and I'm pretty sure, Kevin, you do rock the laid back look at your free time, but it seems a lot of black men, let's keep it real, we like baggy clothing or bright colors and jerseys. Remember, throwbacks was a big thing a few years ago. Like you mentioned, relatability factor. Speak on that a bit, Kevin, because I know you're more of a throwback.
Well, so I actually did a live stream right before this. The Holy Ghost got me, and the stream was basically titled "Being an Undercover Agent: How black men need to work with people who don't like you or who don't value you, being an undercover agent." And I was expecting to go on about 30 minutes, but it was about an hour. When you see, here's the thing: when you get that thumbnail and you see a 6'4" black man who's about 195 pounds in a nice fitting suit, that's an archetype in a lot of people's mind. And the first and when you see black folks, if you're a black man in a suit, one of the questions you typically get asked: who died? You have a job interview, or you going to court? That's unhealthy. That's the conversations we have in our community, which are every day, are diametrically opposed to the conversations that happen in other places. It's almost like the world is inverted. So a lot of times, without even hearing my message or what I had to say, dudes are already thinking this dude is either a square, lame, a goofy, a sellout, a coon, and just completely dismiss it. And then if I have the nerve to say, hey man, you need to drop the Jordans and dress appropriate for your age, well, then you got dudes like, hey man, you talking down to me, condescending to me, yo, lame square mother. So, but the difference for me is I'm anything but lame or square, and dudes that actually finally come listen to my channel, they realize, wait a minute, this dude is actually he knows what he's talking about. Number one, number two, he likes barbecue chicken. He's out there running these hoes. I get it, and because I talk about everything on my channel because I have to. And
now, Kevin, you said that you could have gone the mainstream route. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure your clients, I mean, even though you aim particularly for black men, you still have you're universally open though, correct?
Well, I don't. Okay, so here's what happens. My business, when I started off, I work with men and women. Then I
Mm-hmm.
just decided to work with men because this makes more sense. My clients are open. My live streams are damn near 100% dedicated to Black men. So like when I drop a pre-recorded video, that's pretty open for everybody. But the reason the live streams are pretty much to Black men is because no one is talking to Black men about Black men's issues, especially about image. See, when I say image, a lot of guys think clothes.
Mm-hmm.
An image is not your clothes. It's A, B, C, D. It's your appearance, it's your behavior, your communication, and your digital footprint. I'm teaching image game, and that needs more than just a video. So often what I realize is a lot of times I have to shock Black men by saying something, because we're more emotional people.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes got to rattle a cage, even risk offending you to get your attention in order to get you to hear what I have to say. Because if I came on here saying, hey guys, wear a 3-piece suit and these dress up shoes to be successful at that interview, then niggas wouldn't even turn on my video. But I would say, hey man,
and I know you've had this question before, and I've talked about this on my channel. But isn't that a little sad that it comes down to it? It's so ass backwards or asinine if you think about it logically.
It is, and the thing is, I have clients in the NFL, the NBA, politics. My average client used to start at $250,000 and up annually.
Mm-hmm.
That's because, being an image consultant, we charge quite a bit of money. We don't charge $20 an hour. It's $400 and up. So a lot of my colleagues are like, why are you going towards more middle America and then talking to a market segment, Black men, on your live streams that ultimately aren't going to be your client? And I do it because I know the power of, if I can just get somebody to understand, you don't have to spend a lot of money. Just listen to what I say. Fit over fashion, quality over quantity, wear a cologne every day. And then just graduate from the sneakers and put on some different shoes. And then watch how the world treats you. First off, look at how you look at yourself, and then watch the outcomes. See, and it's a slower process, but it is hell a lot more beneficial. But it is a hard path, and it is sad, Solo. It is sad, and I understand why it's sad. But I still got to help brothers with it anyway, because if I don't, who will?
And I think that you've been among a lot of conversations, Kevin. Some of them have been controversial, and I got to go there. Because you mentioned your fellow peers who are probably not Black, I assume, saying, "Why are you doing this? Why not stick to where the money is or whatnot?" But you've been in conversations, Kevin, that, let's be honest, and I've seen you in live streams going ham, that are not politically correct. Do you think that may affect your image, or you just don't really care? You're like, I'm gonna do me. I don't give a fuck what anybody else says.
So give me an example of what you mean. So what do you mean by politically incorrect?
Well,
give me an example.
Like you were on a live stream.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was a BGS live stream, and you were going back and forth with a young lady.
Yeah, I'm Red Pill.
Right.
I don't get, but I'm Red Pill, and I make no bones about it. Women buy 73% of men's clothes, and that's a big goddamn problem. Women buy 73% of men's clothes, and that's a problem. Your mama dresses you to look cute. Your daddy dresses you for outcome. If we got 77% of Black men being raised by their mama, and your mama's dressing you to look cute, then there's a reason we have so many Black men who are in their teens and 20s who don't get respect on a daily basis, even from Black women. So I gotta go head on at it. See, my non-Black colleagues, they don't live our experience, and they damn sure don't want to talk about it. Aaron Moreno, Alpha M, didn't even want to talk about his skincare line to Black folks because he didn't want to be perceived as going into the race. They ain't gonna touch it, and they can make millions without having to. And if I don't touch it, I look like this. I'm disingenuous. So I got to touch it. And here's the thing. I am a red pill man. So my channel is about men becoming the best version of themselves. Because here's the thing. When men are the best version of themselves, the women benefit regardless. But we decide. I don't care. The conversation you're talking about, the one where I was going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
I typically don't go back and forth. And I'll tell you what, I don't argue with women.
Mm-hmm.
I don't argue with them. And even when that person was going ham and cursing and all this other kind of stuff, why go there? I'm trying to show guys how to move and how to operate in a world that keeps them on pace. But I am about men being the best version. And if that pisses some people off, cool. Because I can't be everything to everybody.
All right. I like that answer, by the way. We got a brother in the chat. Shout out to Buster Free Jones with the $2 super chat. He says, I'm 6'4" and overweight. Where do I shop? Shout out to Aid Neil.
Hey, Neil.
Shout out to Kevin Solo Hotep to you as well, brother. Let's get into that.
Cool.
Kevin. So, like I said, I'm emphasizing today for men, like I said, who may not have the ideal form. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm a young brother right now. I'm trying to get back in shape. It's not a secret. I've mentioned it before.
Right.
I fell off, but anybody who follows me on social media, you guys see I'm working out, this and that, and I have dropped 20 pounds since the beginning of summer. So that's good news. What advice, Kevin, would you give to a client who's overweight? And 6'4", he's obviously taller than average.
Right. So let me do this. Number two things.
Mm-hmm.
Shorter guys, bigger guys actually win in the game of style and image more than the Boris Kojo, Idris Elba, Pretty Ricky types when they play. Let me say that again. Shorter guys, bigger guys win in the game of image more so than the Boris Kojos, Idris Elbas, and the model dudes when they play. The trick is you got to play. If you're 6'4" and you're overweight, to get your pen out and understand this. Image, style, when we talk about style, it's all about the fit. Fit is more important than anything else. Fit over fashion is what I preach all the time. And A. Neil in here, he'll probably co-sign on this. Most of us, especially black men, you said it earlier, we wear our clothes baggier. So we're already not, our clothes don't fit us appropriately. And it makes us look more youthful and sloppy. And a lot of times we're doing it because you're not particularly proud of your belly or something, and you're trying to hide it. And by trying to hide it, you draw more attention to it. So if you're 6'4" and you're overweight, first thing you want to do is go get your measurements at like Men's Warehouse or Joseph A. Banks, wherever they do a tuxedo fitting, and then just lock them in. And then from there, just make sure your clothes fit. Taking your clothes to your local tailor and having your clothes nipped here, tucked there, have your arms taken in or let out does more than anything, because clothes are just built on a block pattern, but human beings are individual. Number one. Number two, most men wear their pants too low. We're used to wearing our jeans around our hip area, but then when you wear pants, they should be up at your waist. Two different places. But the main thing I focus on with all guys is this: fit, and then your shoes. Your shoes are so goddamn important. So let me do this. I'm gonna turn on my camera right now. I have on a simple t-shirt. I don't know if the guys can see. It's just a t-shirt.
Yeah,
it's just an everyday t-shirt. But the thing you notice is it's made of a nicer kind of cotton. It's called Pima, so it just lays. So that means I don't have to iron it. I can take it right out of the washing machine and throw it on, and it looks cool. And then I have on some. Let me see if guys can see. I have on some jeans. Let me see if I can't see me. Just some jeans.
We can see you.
Just basic jeans.
Right.
This is a jeans and a t-shirt.
Yo, hold on. Kevin, what you got on the wrist though? Who?
On my this is my everyday watch.
Okay.
My everyday watch. And then over here I just wear silver bracelets because I'm just more dressed down today. But what makes this really stand out is, hold on, I'm gonna step back. Okay, see these jeans, they're not skinny jeans, they're not baggy, they just fit. But if you look, that's what it is.
Yeah,
It's
your
the,
shoes.
it's
Your
the
shoes.
boots.
Wait, Kevin, can you step back a little bit so we can see the shoes a little bit more?
Hold on, I can't hear you.
Can you step back a little bit so we can see the shoes better?
Okay. Let me see if
Okay.
you can see me. Hold on. Can you see me now? So
Yeah, we see you.
right
We
there.
see you.
It's the boots. So Solo, all I have on is jeans and a t-shirt. Instead of these being sneakers, they're just boots.
Right.
Watch what happens when I do this. This is just a jacket. Just a jacket. But you'll notice the jacket fits.
Right.
And now,
Fresh.
even if I took that out, I look dressed up.
Yeah, you ready
I
to
look
go
dressed
out?
up, and everywhere I go, people are like, "Oh my God, you look good, you look cool." That's it, dude. I wear jeans when now I'm talking about more suits on my channel, but I started out with guys worrying about their shoes, worrying about fit, and then put on some damn cologne. You want to talk about, the snow bunny game. You talk, I'm a hoe. I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if you know. You've been on my channel before. You know I'm a reformed whore. I have dated everything, and I'm dating 6 women right now.
Damn.
I said it last night on my channel. My life, I deal with women who are 8s, 9s, and 10s. They are, and even in my day-to-day personal life, I deal with women who are FBI, feminine, beautiful, and inspirational, even if we're not in a relationship. And then it keeps my mind right. So I make my channel to where it's simple. Images ABCD. As a man, you want to shoot towards being CIA, confident, intelligent, assertive. So it's really just meat and potatoes, basic blocking. 2 + 2 is 4, to where any guy knows how to do it, to where it's not so damn complicated, confusing, this brand or that brand or this style or that style. It's just fundamental Lego block shit, to where a dude can say, you know what? If I'm gonna roll out of my house to just run up to the convenience store and I'm gonna have on a t-shirt and jeans anyway, instead of just having on, some flip-flops, let me throw on these Stan Smiths or throw on these other shoes. That makes all the difference in the world. Oh, by the way, let me just throw in a watch real quick. Even if it's a Timex weekend at $29. And if you're already smelling good, Nautical Voyage, $15 or whatever. You got people like,
Kevin,
wow,
I mean, cut you off. But
there
a lot of brothers who, when they think about image, right, style, and stepping up their dress game, because you said you're a dress coach, they're thinking Tom Ford and Gucci, and they think it's too expensive. I can't afford it. Kevin, I make $10 an hour. Right. I pay rent. I live with 3 other guys, Mexican style. Right. This Mexican. I can't afford to. I maybe have $40 a month for clothes. I mean, obviously that doesn't leave a lot of room to be stylish. Or can you work with that?
Yep. I can. I mean, personally, I can't, but I give you advice on how to do it.
Right.
Okay. First off, believe it or not, Solo, the average person doesn't wear 70 to 80% of their clothing. If you were going to go out snow bunny hunting, you know exactly what shirt and pants or shit, the things that you will go for in your wardrobe.
Yeah.
Everything you reach past is a waste of damn money. If everything in if the things in your wardrobe are all fit you and look good on you, even your simple everyday t-shirt, you don't need 30 of them. You need 1, maybe 2. For my $10 an hour brothers, NordstromRack.com. I don't care if it has Calvin Klein in it and they're charging $200 for it. You can go get it for $8. Oh, I think you said Tom Ford, right?
Right, Tom Ford.
Okay, you said Tom Ford, and you said Gucci, right?
Gucci, yes, sir.
Okay. You mean like that? You mean Gucci like this? When this jacket was $500 and I got it $30? You mean this Gucci?
For 30?
Yeah. You mean Gucci? Yeah. You mean Tom Ford, right? Like this pocket square that was $250 and I got it for $18?
Where'd you get it from? Alibaba?
No. No. See, that's where corny, goofy dudes like me come in. The knowledge. Nordstrom. Let's add some stores. Have you ever shopped in Saks Fifth Avenue?
I've been in there.
But did you know Saks has their outlet version called Saks Off Fifth?
That's what. I think I got one right by my house.
Yeah, but you've never been in there, have you?
Probably once with my mama, a long time.
Exactly. So, so it's hiding in plain sight. So all that expensive shit in Saks that you were like, man, I can't afford this bullshit. I ain't balling like this. When they take it out of there, it goes to Saks Off Fifth. And those same Magnani shoes that are $700 or $600 or $500 be in Saks Off Fifth for $60, $70, $80, $120. Then you buy one pair of shoes for $120 instead of buying 5 pair of shoes for $60 and have them fall apart.
That's dope. That's dope. So you're all about looking for sales and clearance shopping and all that. Okay.
If you paying retail, you're losing. If you pay retail anything, you're losing. Because here's what happens. When you go to the mall, let's say you go to Macy's or let's just say Macy's. Macy's, everybody knows Macy's. A buyer goes in and buys some Macy's. They stick what they think needs to be worn. You can pick only from what they have there. It may not be Solo style, but you only got a choice between this, and this. You got to pick that. What about if you could actually shop the world and pick the thing that actually made sense for you, your style, personality, who you authentically are, and then make sure it fits you the way it should fit? Then you don't have to waste your time and effort and money on a bunch of other stuff. That's why I say a lot of guys don't even follow my channel, so they don't get this knowledge. They just write it off because they're like, I'm broke, I don't have the money. He's going to be talking about spending 20, 30, a bunch of money on a bunch of name brands and shit like that. Then when they come over, they're like, oh my God, I should have been here years ago. God damn, I've been wasting money.
Right.
Even if you shop at Target.
Right.
Target has some good shit. Target, Gap, Banana Republic. Dude, I care nothing about a brand in the clothes. The only brand you ever really hear me talking about, Solo, is when it comes to shoes. And there's a brand called Magnani, Magninna. And the reason I focus on them is they are the best shoe value universally for any style personality. And you can get and they go on sale a lot of places. I'm gonna type it in the chat room because I'm on Solo's channel. Okay. I'm gonna get Zappos, Shop Style. These are places you can go online to find a bunch of high-end. You don't have to pay retail, okay? And I'm gonna give you one store that I have that guys can just kill the game in. If Donnell's in the house, I know he know. Nordstrom Rack, I have got some unbelievable deals in. You live in Minnesota, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I got this Salvatore Ferragamo, $8,000 chocolate brown leather jacket that has brown shearling fur on the inside, right? Some dope fly shit, right?
Right.
$8,000. So I spent $225.
Wow. Okay.
You don't have to spend a lot of money. You just need to know what makes sense for you as far as your style, personality. There are 9 of them. And then just know your measurements and buy the shit that fits and keep it moving.
Now, Kevin, you bring up an excellent point. I do have to address this comment you made earlier because somebody in the chat kind of called you out. You know, because I'm with the controversy. You mentioned that brothers who are bigger or not as form-fitting have it easier than the Idris Elbas and the Cujos and all of that. And the brother in the chat said lies. I mean, a guy like, look at you, Kevin. You're not a bad-looking brother. If me and you were to go to Uptown Minneapolis, you would probably get a bunch more numbers than I would. Even though I'm a little younger than you, but you definitely better shape. And look at the way what you rocking. So. How do you, when you say something like that, I mean, come on now, Kev, are you being disingenuous?
No. So I didn't say you have an easier. I didn't say you have an easier time. I said they win. Understand something. Let's use somebody that always throw himself out there. O'Shea.
Mm-hmm.
O'Shea has his behavior and his communication, his swag, his natural confidence. Those things count more after you nail that 7 seconds. See, women will say they want a 6-foot man who's making 6 figures with a 10-inch dick. That's what they will say. But what you see is the guys who tend to win are the guys who have that natural charisma. Charisma wins more than anything else. And the guys who are shorter or bigger typically get more rejection than a Pretty Ricky. Mm-hmm. And the ones that learn how to turn that and use that to their advantage and then actually take advantage of their image are win. They just simply straight out win more. I have a frat brother who was 5'6", average looking dude. Everywhere we went, we were shopping for his leftovers. Everywhere we went, we were shopping for his leftovers. Mike was the man. Now, the reason a lot of guys will say this is lie or bullshit is because if I had to talk to them one-on-one, I would almost guarantee you their confidence and self-esteem is extremely low. Mm-hmm. And it comes out in the way they communicate and talk and even deal with each other. Then it's a negative mindset. So the reason I want to work on guys' image is not for the world, it's not for women, it's for the guy. So to the guy who said I'm full of shit in the chat room, I want you to ask yourself this question. The last time you was suited and booted, looking good, smelling good, whatever it was, whether it was suited and booted or whether you were just looking fly, the last time you did that, how did you feel? Mm-hmm. And I guarantee you felt incredible. Why don't you want to feel like that every day?
Right.
For you. That's all I'm saying.
Definitely. All right. Shout out to the brothers. You got a lot of brothers here, and I see there are some other shows going on today. But I appreciate brothers who, watching us because, once again, I mean, Kevin, this is something that I feel it doesn't get talked a lot about, and I mean I talk about certain things as well that some people don't want to hear, like investing and things like that, right? Right. You mentioned snow bunny hunting and all of that. So in regards to you, when you dress, obviously you're gonna get choosing signals from all types of women. Do you notice the white women, do they give you more choosing signals than other women, or it's about equal?
I get choosing, honestly, Solo. I get choosing signals pretty equally across the board, and I would say, but here's the thing: it's a higher caliber. See, it's like saying, if everybody look. Have you ever bought a new car?
Like 10 years ago.
Okay. Well, okay. When you think about the first car you bought, regardless if it's new or not, think about the first car you bought. What kind of car was it?
It was a 1992 Dodge Caravan. I was just going to college.
Okay. Did you notice how many motherfuckers was driving Dodge Caravans after you got yours?
I did.
Because now it was in your wavelength. Mm-hmm. Now that Dodge Caravan was your fucking Bentley.
Right. Facts.
So that was your Bentley. So, but it's not like everybody went out and bought Dodge Caravans because you had it. You just started noticing them. They were on your wavelength. So women who are in that 8, 9, and 10, they kind of got this attitude, things they see in their wavelength. And if all of a sudden you're in their wavelength, you're going to get chosen. That's why I say the snow bunnies, whether you're short, tall, or big, if you just carrying yourself with confidence and you looking like you smelling good and shit, you're in their wavelength. You give them an opportunity to choose you. Most guys don't give themselves an opportunity to be chosen because they're not even a Dodge Caravan. See what I'm saying?
That's hold up, Kevin. Hold up. I got you. 1 second. Yeah. 1 second. There you go.
There you go. I mean, and dude, that's what it really comes down to because, I mean, be honest. Have you ever outperformed what people told you your looks were like?
Yeah, I mean, I've stepped out and had women choose they're like, that's a nice suit jacket or corduroy jacket or what have you. And the homies were like, what's going on? Like women approach me in the street, and I'm not
Right.
the best looking dude, but I think that, women, especially where I live, because a lot of guys, I live in the Midwest, so a lot of t-shirts and shorts and ear caps. So when a brother really steps out and, you rock a suit or you put in effort and then you got that right cologne on, it's a wrap.
So you outperformed. You didn't have to be fucking Pretty Ricky. You just threw on a jacket and you went. If you've ever gone fishing, you can't catch perch with bass bait. You can't catch tuna with catfish bait. Whatever you're going to hunt for or fish for, you got to use the bait. If you're looking for a middle class Becky, then if you got on a Ralph Lauren polo shirt and you're wearing some Cool Water cologne and some nice Levi's 501s or something like that, even some regular old white tennis shoes, some white sneakers, you put yourself in her. That's some bait she would know what to deal with. But if you are wearing, a jersey sagging with the Jordans, that may not be a bait she's familiar with. She may recognize the style, but it may not be something she's used to dealing with. So when I get chosen by Asian women, Hispanic women, it's all because I look like a man. See, when we think of men, and this is a controversial statement I often say, you can't dress like a third grade boy and expect them to treat you like a man. And if you go to the mall on the average weekend, over on the last 30 years, men's fashion and style has dropped. So if you go, let's say school is back in, go look at the average fifth grader. Jeans that are kind of baggy or saggy, a graphic tee, some sort of ball cap, maybe a team ball cap or whatever, and some tennis shoes. Then look at the average guy in the average mall, same thing.
Yep.
But then you just said it's still jeans and t-shirt and shoes. You just said the same thing. If you just throw on a jacket and a cologne, you up your chances of going from a boy to being looked at like a man, regardless of what's going on in your pocketbook. If you're driving a Dodge Caravan, you just put yourself in a damn game. And then it's up to you. That's all I want guys to do, to get in the game.
I know, Kevin, I mean, you've been doing this, YouTube. Like I said, I first noticed you on O'Shea's channel when you had 3,000 subs, and now, damn, you literally got more subs than I do. You know what I'm saying? So you've really built up your brand. Do you think, Kevin, I mean, you've been listening to the Black Manosphere, obviously, for who knows, the last year and a half or two, however long you've been listening. And you've talked about people prejudging you. Do you think part of it as well is that you have some men who just don't want to improve, and part of that, meaning self-improvement, means in regards to their image as well?
Well, look, it's the 80-20 rule, Solo. You go try to sell a product or a service or anything, there are going to be 30% of people who will be like, I get it. You're right. Show me how to do that. I'm a sub to Solo. I'm a sub. I'm a follow. I'm a do. Then you got the 5 out of 10 that'll be like, I need more information. I may watch, but I'm a sub later on. I've been watching you for months, but that was the dope shit. Now I'm a sub. Then you get to 20% like, man, fuck, who's Solo? What's that thing he does, a horn? Nah, that nigga ain't coming out. I mean, that's just the 80-20 rule.
Right.
Because here's what it comes down to. Look at AMS, Donovan, Alan Roger Curry, Steve, Rom, any of them. Ultimately, what it comes down to is you're going to have to do the work. You got to get on your purpose. You got to get in the gym. You got to get your skills up. Self-improvement means there's an action. And a lot of times cats just don't want to do the action. And my thing is, I'm trying to get the guys who are the 50%, the ones who may be apathetic. There, Darkman Jeff is in here. Shout out to Darkman Jeff. He's watched my channel for a while. And I talked about the 30-day challenge. And I challenged him to wear cologne every day for 30 days. He wasn't a believer. Then but I got him to try it. And now he's hooked. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
This is what it is? I've been cheating myself. See, here's the thing, guys. A lot of us cheat ourselves. Why wait until you're going out to the club, a job interview, or some shit like that to be your best self? I'm trying to get your Whole Foods game going. I'm trying to get your Circle K game going. I'm trying to get your, your on your way to Starbucks game going. That's where you're gonna meet that contact who may give you a contract that's going to set your business in place. That's where you're going to run across that potential chick who's going to get on your program. Life happens while we're planning for it, and I'm just trying to get you to be in the best situation. Solo, I've gotten more client contracts. I've had more positive things happen for my personal and professional life happen between my house and where I was going. Let me say that again. I've had most of my success in my personal and professional life between my house and where I was going. It happened right here. Don DeMarco. So that's what's up. So and I will speak about the elephant in the room. I had to also start catering my message to be more relatable. I can't get mad at brothers because they don't relate to a motherfucker in a suit talking some shit that they don't necessarily see. So that's why I said I'm gonna do live streams, and this is where I'm actually gonna let people I'm gonna give brothers an opportunity to choose and get on this side. I'm gonna give them an opportunity to see something that they don't see, and that's what I did that live stream about today. I'm an undercover agent. I go into places where a lot of brothers can't go, country clubs, political action committees, board meetings, a chamber of commerce, ribbon cuttings, those dark, smoky rooms where big decisions are made. I go to those places. And then I come back to the hood, eat 2 pieces of biscuit and say, here. I'm like Omarosa without having to sell out.
Okay, I got you. I got you. Kevin, let me ask you this, because for me, I don't consider myself a fashion guy, nor an expert. So I'm not even.
I don't want you to be.
You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
like I said, I've noticed, and I know I'm not in New York, and people give me a lot of shit, but I've noticed that when I dress better, or when I dress a certain type of way, it also does something to my confidence. It's weird, Kevin. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. If I wear a particular outfit, all of a sudden, even one of my boys who's a psychologist, he's a real psychologist, master's degree. He says, Solo, I noticed when you wear your Kango hat with the suit, your whole your body language is different. Yep. And then when you're wearing this, you're just kind of like slouching. Like he said, I was standing up straight. My voice was deeper talking to women. I was a lot calmer. Because sometimes I know, Kevin, you hear me in the live stream, I'm yelling, talking. You're like, what's wrong with this guy? But like your whole demeanor is different. And it's funny, Kevin, one thing I do when I go out, right? I call it the Clark Kent factor. So what do I mean by that? So what I mean is like, okay, before I go out, I'm like Clark Kent. But then when I put on that suit, I'm Superman. So all of a sudden, it's like I got that demeanor. I don't know if it makes sense. Some people might say Solo's talking crazy, but literally. But he's a psychologist, and he's very meticulous. He'll pay attention to everything. Do you believe that, Kevin? When we wear clothing, it brings out a different, I don't want to say swag, but charisma out of us, or confidence level.
That's why I love image consulting. It is psychology. My background is chemical engineering. I said that, but I also am certified in neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. I've studied I love human interactions and behavior. Image works on a subconscious level. So yes, when you put on that hat, you're basically putting yourself in your best position. That's like saying you're an athlete and you're taking off your dress shoes and you're putting on your high tops and you're going to play basketball. You still got a jump shot in your Timberlands, but I guarantee you it falls better when you're wearing your Jordans. You see what I'm saying? You give yourself a better chance, and that's what I say. You actually, when that you said that to put on the Kango, you're putting on your best self for you, but that's already in you. You're just going ahead and making the inside and the outside congruent and lining up. So you don't have to be a fashion guy. I don't want guys to be a fashion guy. I want guys' image to be something that's you spend a lot of money on your wardrobe. the average 40-year-old man will have wrapped up about $30,000 to $40,000 from underwear to outerwear. Nobody will buy $30,000 or $40,000 worth of anything without doing research. But we buy our clothes because this happenstance. I want guys to have their wardrobe built for them with thought. But then you want to put your clothes on without any effort. And when you go outside, you don't even want to think about them. You just want to be in the zone with your Kango on talking to that honey. You don't even worry about if your Kango's tilted to the right or left the right way. You want to be worried about if you're going to get the ass. That's what, and you get yourself a better chance to get that when you already had other stuff done. See, somebody in the chat room wrote Suit Supply. Suit Supply is a great place for guys to go get their casual style and their dressy style. And it's hella inexpensive. Suits start at $3.99, and you can get the one suit you need for the rest of your life. They're mailed to you, and it fits great. But yeah, it definitely works on a guy's mind. That's why I keep switching these jackets out to show guys you can easily just wear a t-shirt. If you throw a white jacket does one thing, the black jacket does something else. But make sure if you want to have a takeaway, guys, just challenge yourself to wear whatever cologne you have in your wardrobe for 30 days, every day, and actually apply it and just see what happens.
All right. Well, I'm rocking the Armani Cold Black right now. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, so that Tonka bean is killer.
Yeah. You know, the Burberry Brit or Burberry London too. Whew. Ladies love it. You know what I'm saying?
The best fragrances under $50, man. Man, see, and that's the thing. Ladies love it, but when you spray it, think about it. Smell is one of the first, well, touch, some people would say, but smell is the first sense that really develops. You can remember how your grandma's cookies smell. And you can automatically be transported back. You can remember how that first honey dip that you really fell for smell. You can remember smell is tied into your brain, your primary and your primitive brain. But here's the thing. Smell impacts women completely differently. I know women who have hooked up with dudes based just solely on smell. I got videos where women are like, yeah, a dude can be, below average looking at dad bod, but if he's smelling good, that's at least a couple of cool points. Yeah. Alan Roger Curry talk about how the dude can get a BJ on some damn shoes. This shit works.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, for those who are just joining us, I got image consultant, entrepreneur, Mr. Kevin Samuels here. And now we're going to get to the fun part of the show, man. This is the bunker bustering session.
Come on.
Kevin, you've mentioned in the past that you have never had issues when it came to women. You've always said that women, for lack of better metaphor, has been like water for you. Swish, you know what I mean? Being in the Black manosphere, when you hear brothers' problems with women or men's problems in general, were you thinking to yourself, man, these guys are losers? Or what was your thought? Because some people, some men, let's keep it real, some of the dating coaches, they don't have any empathy towards brothers who are struggling. But why? What did you notice that? Because you seem to have empathy. Do you understand the struggle or what's going on?
Okay, first off, my father has 13 children. Okay. I was raised by my single, strong, independent Black mother who might as well be feminist. 2 sisters with no kids and my grandmother. I was raised by a coven of women. But my uncle and my grandfather were the 2 male influences, the preacher and the pimp, which actually were the deacon and the Mac. I understand where guys are coming from because I remember being a shy, introverted, smart, skinny, awkward dude. But I had my come to Jesus moment with a woman earlier in life where I basically checked my first broad, who was my first love. But I've simped. I have. I've been played. I get it. And that's the thing. And being 6'4" and all this other kind of stuff, guys have to hit their stride. And so I get where guys are. I understand. I sympathize and I empathize, realizing that here's the thing. Most of us, when I did all the simping and when I made my biggest mistakes, you know what it was? I spit out my red pill. I spit out my red pill. No one told me there was no red pill back then. So I make sure when I talk to guys that I'm talking about becoming the best version of yourself for you. So when you get to the point to where your red pill is down and you decide to get back out here and holler at broads, right? You're only dealing with broads that are on your standard. You're not dealing with the ratchet chicks that's gonna fuck your life up and give you all that drama. They're not even in your level. You're getting chosen by the chicks on your level and better. So you tend to have better outcomes. It's like have you ever do you eat sushi?
Depending on my mood, yes.
Okay.
I have.
All right. Think about you can get sushi almost any place. You can go to Walmart and get sushi. You can go to Target and get sushi. But you can also go to a higher end sushi place. Maybe sushi is a bad example. Let's say steak. Outback, great middle steak. You can also go to Golden Corral and you can get a sirloin at Golden Corral. You'll get full. But if you get it at Ruth Chris or Del Frisco, you're going to have a better kind of meal.
Yes.
It's steak no matter where you go. I want guys to get steak that's at least the upper end of Outback, but I want you getting Ruth Chris more often than not. But I want you to choose not to ever have to be dealing with Golden Corral type women. If you're only dealing with upper Outback and Ruth Chris, that means every time you have a steak, you'll be like, oh man, I love steak. Steak is good. Versus, man, these steaks ain't shit. These steaks out here is tripping. Man, fuck a steak. You see what I'm saying? We get to pick. Because when the Solo has on his Kango and his jacket and his Burberry or his Burberry London, and he's got the deep voice going on, these bras is choosing. He got a choice to say, I only want these over here. And matter of fact, you bras compete. And then after y'all decide, I got the number one headband on. After y'all decide, whoever, okay, I'll take you. That's what I want from me. Even if it's not, and if it's not 30 women, even if it's just one or two, I'd rather you have one or two that are FBI, feminine, beautiful, inspirational, who make you feel like the man you need to be, other than dealing with all these other chicks dissing you and all this other. Nah.
Right. Now, Kevin, a brother in the chat mentioned CIA. What does CIA stand for?
CIA is something I came up with for brothers on their journey to remember who they are. CIA at the first level is confident. There's never a bad time for a man to be confident. Any man who's confident is always going to be on the right path. Intelligent, whether it's street smart, book smarts, but using your head. I think Simple P often thinks about this. Don't emotionally act, mentally respond. Anytime you're operating inside your intelligence, you're making better, more logical decisions that are going to be better for you. When you mirror confidence and intelligence together, that's great, but you got to do something. You got to assert yourself. You got to actually raise your hand, move forward. You can't just sit back. You got to move as a man. And that's what gets many guys. We get analysis paralysis. So CIA makes a guy remember that I need to be confident in myself, think about what I'm doing, but ultimately I got to move myself.
Dope.
Okay?
Dope. Hold up, man. Yeah, man. You got a lot of people in the chat here coming in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We got Kevin Samuels here, giving advice. Well, Kevin, back to the other part that I mentioned in the question, in regards to the manosphere and their gripes with women. I mean, I know you spoke about that. You even mentioned that you simped and whatnot. And I think every man, if we're honest, we all have. I mean, I have a series that is known as Simp Tales. A lot of men love that, where I just go through, some of the biggest mistakes that I've made. But now, Kevin, where you're at right now in your life, and I mean, you dealing with 6 women and YouTube, brother. How do you have the time? Because I don't even have time to deal with 1 or 2, and on top of working.
Okay, so back when, let me go back to college when I was a massive whore. When I was a massive whore, I wore it as a badge of honor. And when you are a big hoe, the best thing you can do is let other women know you're a hoe. They tell each other. And women are competitive. Women who AMS talks about this all the time. You want to smell like sex because women love women. I mean, women love dudes who are out there, and they will wait. If you are busy, if I'm on my purpose doing what I got to do, and you can't get me when you want to get me, when I got an hour open for you, you're not sitting back saying, well, shit, I wish we had more time to spend together. Da, 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 da. You get on your hour, because if you don't get on it, then I go to option 2 and she'll take your hour.
Right.
And the other thing is, when you're dealing with the women on a certain level, whether it's socioeconomic, but definitely mental level, they're already wanting to compete to be with you. That hour with solo is better than 10 hours with lamos. So she'll take it and be happy to fucking get it. She'll show up with your favorite pizza and leave and be happy to do it. Women, I mean, this is what guys need to understand. It's about you. When you're doing what you need to do, women naturally get in the groove. And here's the thing: a lot of the women on YouTube and all that yelling back, none of these broads are who would deal with any of them. These aren't the women you would openly actually out there pick. You would pick a different caliber or kind of woman, so you can't listen to them. Listening to them drags your energy down, and then actually would do what? It'll attract more of them. Shut them shits out.
Listen, shout out to everybody who's just joining us. We got Kevin Samuels in the building. Make sure y'all subscribe to his Patreon. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I just did today. You feel me? And Kevin, I mean, it's good to have a brother like you doing different type of commentary, because we need that. We definitely need brothers like yourself who do this and whatnot. So definitely appreciate the game. Maybe, Kevin, next time when we do a stream, what I can do is do some slides of clothing that I wear, and you can give thumbs up or thumbs down.
Yeah, one thing I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to work with the brother and do a Skype consult with him real time, so that people can kind of see what it is and realize it's not something that formed. But yeah, we can do that. Matter of fact, I'm going up to New York in October, and I'm gonna hook up with AMS when I'm there, and I'm gonna actually. He's like, yeah, I want to see if you really can style me. So, and that's the thing. When more dudes actually see, as long as we're out here talking about man shit, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's what Carl and those other guys are talking about, as long as we're doing this shit, we don't have to worry about these crazy ass women. When we're doing our man shit, our man energies flowing, we're building, whether it's practically with our hands or building with our minds. Men create life with our minds. Yes. Women create life with their bodies. And the thing is, this shit is attractive to FBI women. I guarantee you, broads come to your channel and listen to all this harsh red pill knowledge, and they get wet. Because even they're like, God damn, those dudes are harsh. Dude said he wouldn't want to date me if I had somebody else's baby. Oh shit, that means fucking don't have somebody's baby. I tell guys, you want to get through your 30s and blow your 30s out. You want to get to your 30s with no STDs or kids. You get to your 30s with no STDs or kids. If you decide you want to go ahead and get into a non-state sponsored marriage, form an S corp or some shit like that, make sure you're bulletproof. Jump the room and write something up, but don't get these broads your shit. If you're in that area, you are a first round draft pick. You can name your price. And if you decide you want to create legacy, it's on your terms, on your plan. Tell me the downside of living life like that. And even if something happens to her, didn't work out, all right, you're still trending up, because you have set a standard for your life where you don't want to go backwards. And the main way you don't go backwards is you make sure your wolf pack of men is red pill like you, keeping you on track. See, if I had this kind of knowledge back when I simped, I never would have simped. It would have been impossible for me to simp, because the sirens would have went off. My boys, my mastermind group, and they said, oh, hell no, dude. No, you're off track, man. Where'd the fucking can go? Where's the can go, dude? Oh, no, that bitch made him take the can go. Fuck her. Get rid of her. I actually have something in my life called a gauntlet. In my life, I have a gauntlet. Any of the chicks I'm seeing, that I'm dating casually or whatever, if I would decide I wanted to take her to a serious level to where it would come something monogamous, she has to pass through my gauntlet, which are several of my friends. And if they have veto power, meaning I have
Word?
people, yes, because if you're on my same kind of level, doing my same kind of things, you can see my blind spots. I believe guys need to have some people in your life as a man that you respect enough to substitute their judgment for your own.
But see, Kevin, oh my gosh, you just bring up an excellent point. The problem, though, Kevin, is especially when we're talking about black men, our egos are too big to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Pride comes before the fall.
Exactly. And I had a boy, and I'm not trying to put him out there, but he went through a situation where he was dealing with these, lack of better term, ratchet broads, right? And he got one knocked up. And he's like, you know what, Solo? I don't know what I'm seeing or not seeing, but man, maybe you can fill me in. And, it's just, you ever, Kevin, try to give your boy advice, but he refuses to listen. The red flags are there, but then they like rationalize it like a woman does, right? Oh, yeah, she used to be a stripper, but she's not a thought anymore, even though she still hangs out with the dope boys. You know what I mean? Like,
well, you just said it. You rationalize it, and that's where you got to get. See, that's why. And every simp thing I got to, I chose it because I saw it, but I didn't want it. It was my ego, and ego is the main thing that my mastermind, my group of guys, we won't allow that to happen. I had to basically give that up, but the thing is, it protects me. And that is so hard for so many guys. But once I finally learned how to do that, say I respect Jeff's opinion enough to substitute his judgment for my own. What's he going to tell me something to hurt me? Right. He has no dog in the fight, and he damn sure if I fuck up because I'm in my best mind, who am I going to come to help fix the shit? My dogs, right? If I decide to go with this broad she's not a thought or stripper anymore, and then she takes me for everything, and I'm busted and disgusted, whose couch am I going to be headed towards?
Right.
So, and that was something. This is why when so many of us did not have men raising us, we didn't learn to trust and respect the authority of men. So this is what we're teaching each other now, to where now maybe this generation and younger men can actually put more respect and authority and learn how to trust and value what other men say, to where they may not make a mistake. Smart men learn from their mistakes, Solo. Wise men learn from the mistakes of others.
Yeah, I mean, phew. There you go. Now, Kevin, we do have a young lady, or somebody that I'm assuming is a lady, but she's asking, I don't know if you're she, because we don't see your avatar, but what she's saying is, does this work for women in their 30s? I don't know what question she's pertaining to. I mean, Kevin, you said you don't do style tips or advice or image consultation for women anymore. Is there a reason why?
Yes. One, women don't spend as much money, and they are a lot more fickle because they're in their emotions. I do work with women, provided their husbands or their significant others sign off on it. Because here's something I found that was happening. Women were hiring me to come in and work with them and and I get paid up front. I get my retainer up front. But if I'm in there helping you, and then your husband or your man comes in and I'm in your closet, that's a violation.
Right.
That's because you didn't let him know. So I don't even let that happen anymore. So
wait, some guy wanted to put the foo-fops on you?
No. I'm just in the closet with his wife, and he's got that look like, I didn't know your image consultant was a dude. That's not cool. Right. So instead of having to ask that question up front, I said nope. And then also, number one, number two, it allows me to build a hell of a lot more red pill. I'm like Hitch in a lot of things that I do. I'm not just working in your clothes. I'm making sure you're a red pill man on your shit about for you. And this has no translation for women, because women are accessories. They're add-ons. They come when a man is doing what he needs to do, the women come along. We're not building for them. We get to pick them as we're going this way. Now, let's say when I do work with somebody, I prefer to work with a husband and wife team because that's the next level. When the man really has a woman that's on his side, on his plan, really helping to be the helpmate like she was meant to be, they can reach levels to where single independent guys can't because they got that duality. They can go in and network as a team. They can go in and open doors as a team, work a room as a team. This helps. I have a lot of political clients that are on that, like it or not, they're on that House of Cards shit. What was the name of the characters? You know, Frank Underwood. That Underwood shit.
Yeah.
So the Underwoods would need a Ray Donovan, right?
Right.
I'm the cat you get before you need a Ray Donovan. So when you're trying to be on that Underwood stuff, you got your personal trainer, you got your lawyer, you got your accountant, you have your physician, you got all these things. Then you got your fixer, who's your Ray Donovan, but then you got your image master, your PR person, the person who crafts your narrative, your person that's going to be running Russell Wilson and Sierra to help them knock off Jay-Z and Beyonce. That's me. See, let me go ahead and get real deep. Image is I mage. If you know what a mage is, he's a magician. A magician uses potions. He uses illusion. He uses all kinds of things to manipulate what you see, what you smell, what you feel. This is a potion. A cologne is a potion. What you wear and there are tricks and tips that I can use. If you're a taller guy, you're a bigger guy, you want to wear vertical stripes to make you appear to be leaner. You want to wear, they're optical illusions. If you're a shorter guy, you want to wear more Chelsea boots or something to give you this. All this shit is using to hack the subconscious, hack a woman's mind before she can even reject you, put you in the possibility yes category before she even decides she likes you. That's why she's fucking you and saying, I hate you, but she's still fucking you. That's why guys will be like, you know what? That Solo is an asshole, but there's something I just like about that motherfucker. That's I made. That's when I do my job right. That's why this shit goes deep, but I have to explain that to a lot of people. I make it to where it's simple, to where it's ABCD, where it's CIA, FBI, to where it just works at a guy's fundamental level. But all this psychology and science and shit goes on behind it, and that's why I really dig it, because that's who I am.
Now, Kevin, in the chat, a brother's saying that 80% of women are consumers and they don't spend. I mean, I would think that women would spend more money than men in regards to image consultation or clothing.
Well, yeah, but they don't spend money on men shit. Say a woman will go out and buy herself a nice bag. She will hunt the pair of shoes she wants forever, but let your ass have a birthday and you get some shit out of the clearance rack.
Right.
And then you look like a clearance dude. See, that's the problem. So a lot of women are selfish. So they will look like $1 million and they don't mind if you look like Sluggo. Because if you look like Sluggo, that means you're not going to be getting choosing signals from other women, so they don't have to compete. But if you take control of your own image, you make your girl, your woman, have to stay competitive. That's why her ass stays in the gym. That's why she stays a size 8 or 6. 2 or 4 preferably. You take control of your shit. So yeah, women buy, but what the frick are they buying? They buy for themselves, and they're supposed to. That's who they are. See, the problem is we've been trying to make women be something that they're not. I believe somebody said men oppose the environment, women nest in it. We go build it, they rest in it. You need to make sure your image is the tool to build you what you want. And then let the women who want to get on your program come to that side of it. So I hope that makes more sense.
All right, y'all. Let's see if we got any final questions here. You know what I'm saying? And once again, man, we got Kevin Samuels, as most of you know, image consultant. He's done work with AMS, BGS, Black Ram even, right?
Right.
So, Donovan Sharp. He's worked with a lot of different brothers, and he's networking. Kevin, let's talk about that. Let's get into that, because this is something I'm passionate about that doesn't even get addressed in the Black manosphere. is the art of networking. Now, in your business, I can only assume that's probably how you meet a lot of different people, right? By networking, women included. Kevin, tell people the importance in what networking has done in your life.
Well, like I said, I just did a live stream right before this where I talked about how one connection set my path for everything in my life and how I paid it back. Look, you and I have the same 24 hours, but the problem is, you can only, when Solo TV is running his business, you can only do what you have the amount of energy to do. But what could happen? What would happen if you could actually go clone yourself and make 20 copies of Solo TV? What could you accomplish?
A lot.
Okay. Well, just imagine what task you would set those clones to do. Who would actually edit your videos and who would respond to your comments? Think of all the administrative stuff that you'd have a lot of your clones doing. And then you could actually be the clone that sits there on an island thinking about the ideas.
That sounds good to me. Shit.
That's what your network does for you. Your network frees you up to be what you are. Let's go to football. Think if you look at the NFL, the most dominant player in the history of the NFL is Jerry Rice. Look at the amount of touchdowns, the amount of yards after catch, the receptions. It's not even close. But he's a receiver. If you ask somebody who's the most important person on the field, they probably say the quarterback. But Jerry Rice made all of his quarterbacks better because he was the best receiver. Everybody's not meant to be the lead. That's why we can't network. Everybody's not meant to be the king of the hill. You got to play your part. So when I came over to the manosphere, I came over offering information to O'Shea and Angry Man and ABL and Steve. I came over here talking about, hey man, I know this, I know this, I know how about to get a brand deal in this system and that system. I know this about it. I came over and said, here, this is what I know from this side, from corporate America, from branding and marketing. You ever notice that I never end up in any beefs?
No, me and you, we don't. No.
You know why? Because I'm more about the outcome. I'm more about the brother. I don't need to be number one. I just need you to be the best Solo so I can be the best Kevin.
Wait, Kevin, say that again. See, this is very important. Say that last part again.
I said, I don't need to be number one. I just need to be, I need you to be the best Solo so I can be the best Kevin. I'm an image consultant who has had some success in personal life with dating, such and so forth, but I don't need to be a dating coach. That's why I can work with AMS, Donovan, Steve, Rom, ARC, and keep it moving, because what Solo may need from a dating coach may be different than what CP may be different than what Darkman Jeff, and I can recommend to all of them and not step on anybody's toes. I don't need to get all the food. I just need to get enough to feed me.
Yeah. And I think that is so dope, because I just did an interview, a live stream earlier. And by the way, y'all check out Kevin Samuel's channel. The screen is up. I'm probably already, everybody who's in the chat right now is probably already subscribed to you, Kevin. But on the playback, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the brother asked me, Solo, like, one thing I noticed about you is you don't really get involved in a lot of beefs and drama. And he said, how have you been able to move like that? And I told him, I don't let my ego get in the way. I don't have to be the HNIC of YouTube, nor am I trying to be. I do my content, and maybe it's not for everybody, right, Kevin? Some people might say, oh, Solo's a square. I'm proud to be a square. # Square Gang all day on Twitter.
Right.
But what I want to do is, you know, Kevin, with my content, I just want to maybe do a little something different compared to a Kevin Samuels. I'm not a dating coach. I happen to have approached over 2,000 women in my life, but I don't consider myself a dating coach.
Right.
I'm not a millionaire, but I do a little bit of investing. So it's like, okay, I'm the guy who's kind of like trying to come up. So, you know, that's how I relate to a lot of brothers, because they can relate to that. They grinding and whatnot. And for me, I never came on YouTube, Kevin, being like, hey, I'm a superstar. You guys need to follow me because of ABC. Nah, never that. And I think that you touch on a big point. And a lot of brothers, if they put their ego aside, we wouldn't have these beefs back and forth and videos of brothers yelling on live streams and stuff like that. But then once again, black men, we're proud men. So it's nothing When you have a bunch of men who are proud, you're gonna get that type of energy sometimes. So
I did a video yesterday or the day before, which was probably one of my most honest videos. This weekend, I probably dropped some of the most intimate content about myself. Today, I talked about working as an undercover agent, being the square dude that folks would call lame or coon or whatever, but still going to get the knowledge and bringing it back like Prometheus. Then I also talked about the two most valuable skills I learned: forgiveness and unity. I've learned I'm a martial artist. I have 3 black belts. And in martial arts, you learn to defeat your ultimate opponent, which is you. There's a song by the band Tool, and it talks about, one of the songs is talking about crushing your ego. When you actually learn to crush your ego, when you can learn how to forgive without being asked for forgiveness. So people have talked about me on YouTube. People have talked about me everywhere, but I will never make a response video or this video. And I will actually forgive that person. I'm supporting almost 20 content creators, and there's several of them I don't even agree with.
Wait, somebody came for you?
I've had people talk about me before, and actually, and the thing is, I give it no oxygen. I've had people even ask me in the comment section, you come into my comment section dissing another content creator, I not only remove your comment, I block you. So I set a standard. And I set a standard because I know that the person coming is looking for drama. They do more setting if they can set black men on a collision course for that Boondocks nigga moment and sit back and watch, I'm not going to give them the satisfaction. Not only am I not going to give you the satisfaction, I'm going to actively forgive. And I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. Like I said, I support about 20 black content creators, and I never talk about it.
Kevin, have you ever had the trolls that send you an elaborate email about somebody?
Oh, yeah.
And then you're wondering, this troll just typed up a 1-page email trying to insinuate this brother's dissing me, this and that. And you're wondering, what is the purpose of this? He's like, oh, I'm just trying to aware you, Solo. What's going on? You're trying to start some shit.
Right.
Bitch, man. Excuse my language. And Document Jeff, I apologize. I blocked the wrong guy. I was trying to get Charles Cope, but I blocked Document Jeff. I apologize. But no, Kevin, you're very astute to that. And I mean, I got an email today. This dude sent me a page email talking about a brother. And I'm just like, and I didn't even respond, but I'm thinking to myself, what is the point? What is the point? There
you go. And when you don't respond, you win. You don't respond, and then it's like, well, damn, couldn't get him. And that's the point. You don't respond, because at the end of the day, it's 2018. What's going to happen in 2019? We may end up crossing paths and need each other in 2020. And the thing is, if we need each other to come together to form as Voltron, I'm not going to be the brother that says, well, you said something about me back then or did something. Now, let me make a caveat. Now, I do understand that as men, there are lines that get crossed that are much more difficult. So there's always that caveat. But if it's not really in that category, I'm talking about some egregious shit. I'm not talking about Hatfields and McCoy kind of stuff. You said this or did that. So we can learn how to do this. Have you ever, I talk about the country club, and I'll leave it at that. In the country club, I have seen white men who are master universe in their particular industry, right? They hate each other. Go to rival churches. They run ads on TV and newspaper and radio against each other. I mean, some vicious shit. It's almost like a political primary or a presidential race, some vicious shit. And I saw these two men have to sit down who hated each other, but they had to hammer out a deal because they were trying to take over an industry. And for 5 hours, they tore each other a new asshole. They had millions of dollars and hundreds of employees on the line. This was some big shit. And at 11:30, all right, Tom, let's go over to the buffet and eat. The fuck? and they sat and ate lunch, talked about sports, talked about their kids, like the whole shit never happened. And then after lunch, went back to the meeting and proceeded to savage each other. But you know what happened? They inked the deal. And outside that deal, they both cemented their legacy. Their children and their children's children ate. Other people benefited. Other families became wealthy and rich millions in dollars, hundreds of jobs, downstream opportunities, all that kind of shit. Because these two men who hated each other for very good goddamn reason could get the deal done. And that's what we as black men have to understand. When I see shit like that, it is my job to come back like Prometheus and bring it to the brothers and say, see, it's up to us though.
That's dope. And you know, that is sometimes where some people will say I can't do business with an enemy, but you know, sometimes brothers got to put their feelings aside for the greater good, you know. And I wish some brothers in the manosphere would sometimes. You don't got to, rock with each other, but don't talk bad about another brother publicly. You know what I'm saying? If you got beef, this is my philosophy on beef, Kevin. If you don't like a brother, fine, but handle it behind the scenes.
Handle it behind the scenes, and I reject the fact that we can't do business with the enemy. Yes, you can. It's called the emissary. You watch 300, right? When
the movie?
Yeah, 300, yeah. where the king Xerxes, I think that was him.
Mm-hmm.
What did he do before he went to war with the Spartans? He sent his emissary.
Right.
Okay, you don't got to deal with a person. Send your emissary. Let the emissaries handle it. You just sit back and profit. But when we have to win every goddamn battle, we lose the ultimate war. And who loses when the men who are the platforms, the solo TVs, the people who are out here doing the shit, when we are at war, the manosphere loses, the world loses. We can learn to work together, at least send our emissaries, and at least do what you said. Okay, if we can't, if you're gonna kick my emissary down the hole, okay, do it behind the scenes. And I talked about that on an earlier stream today too. Do it behind the scenes to where it does that's the code. That's the code for me, to where it'll never be seen. So my name will never be brought up. So if anybody ever sends you an email saying Kevin did this, did it, you know it's a goddamn lie. Because that's not how I carry it.
Right.
This has been dope, man. This has been dope. We got to do it again.
Oh, for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Kevin Samuels here. You know what I'm saying? Image consultant, fragrance lover. Hey, Kevin, are you going to do a 2018 fall fragrance collection video?
Oh, man, I'm doing, yeah. I got so much stuff coming up for this fall. Yeah. Especially for guys right here in the middle. The guys who are, from college to about 40, who are just middle class, everyday dudes. Yeah, this is gonna be a great fucking next 3 or 4 months. Yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, I'm excited myself. We got Fashion Week coming up here in Minneapolis, so I got invited to be a VIP. So if you're in Minneapolis and you see me with a camera, telling a model to turn around, that's Solo TV 84.
There you go.
Just do networking. It's all for you guys. Research purposes.
Yeah, man. Strictly for research.
Kevin, before we leave here, do you have any final words that you want to say, or any topic that we didn't address or that you wanted to address, or anything like that?
One thing I would like to ask for all the brothers is, one thing we have to get better at is grassroots sharing of content. I understand that every brother may not have it to put in super chat or to become a patron or whatever, but I need brothers to commit to sharing the content to at least 5 people. You can hit that share button on YouTube and share Solo's videos out on your Instagram, on your Facebook, on your Google Plus, or your Twitter. We got a tea party because people shared. Look at what the LGBT community was able to do just like that, because they shared. We can help Black men by just sharing the content. And that needs to be something we continue to do. It's cool that you come watch. It's cool that you come get fed, but make sure you share it, because other cats like yourself, or who may not understand or even be on these platforms. And that's how we actually end up taking this thing to the next level, into the stratosphere. So that's it.
Definitely. And listen, guys, make sure you subscribe to Kevin. Once again, here's his channel. Next time, man, me and Kevin might have to do like a Patreon joint, because I'm going to show him some pictures and I'm going to let him judge my style or some of my past clothing choices. and he can really go in and tear me a new one. Pause, but
right.
We might have to do that in the future. But listen, guys, support this brother. I mean, like I said, when he first came on the scene, I was blown away because I was like, yo, this brother really. And I'm gonna keep it real, Kevin. When I first saw your video, I was like, yo, who's this uppity ass, ass nigga? Like, yo, this nigga really, no, real time. I was like, yo, this nigga, you know what I'm saying?
The fuck is this dude?
But he got really great content, and I think that especially for men who are, once you get out of college and then you get into corporate America, a lot of stuff that Kevin talks about, especially for black men who are in the corporate field as well, this is in great stuff, great information. And nobody's gonna when you go to corporate America, Kevin, they don't give you a course telling you this is how you dress. No, if you fuck up, like, I've had to send people home for not being able to dress, and it's embarrassing.
Dude, that's the largest sector of my business. I'm a corporate and personal image consultant. Companies bring me in. You're going to start to see, as we go to this gig economy, this thing called soft skills. I actually teach things. You've actually seen companies send their employees to me because you got millennials, Generation X, baby boomers still in the workplace, and then a newer generation coming up. All these conflicts and what you just said, having to send people home. Well, companies don't want to risk a potential lawsuit, so they'll send their employees through my courses, and I'm teaching them the stuff that really they should have learned earlier on, and I'm making money both ways. So this is a great field to be in also, but it's a lot of work. So that was a good unlock. Corporate image consulting is taking a massive uptake because with fewer employees, the competition is going to become tougher for those jobs or those contracts. And you want to use everything you have to put yourself in the best position to make the money that's out there. So I'm glad you mentioned that.
Definitely. All right, guys. And also hold on a second before, what I'm saying, Kevin, I got to plug you real quick, man, because, I know that's what you like. So let me get it popping. Boom. You feel me? Make sure also follow Kevin on Instagram, man. Typically I don't like following you Negroes on Instagram because y'all be, I don't know what y'all be on. Y'all be doing like, going to Popeyes thinking y'all the shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to Kevin. Like, look at that, man. I mean, he looks like a better age version of Tracy McGrady, man. I mean that as a compliment. Look at that. Fresh, swagging. Yeah, man. Got the cologne there. So follow him as well on Instagram. And Kevin is very reachable. I mean, he's not going to turn you away if you got questions or you want to reach out to him. And he's also shout out to his Patreon. I'll be definitely watching that because, like I said, this fall, when I do my little snow bunny pog hunting, you know what I mean? I want to be on point. So shout out to you, Kevin, and we out. Peace.
All right. Peace.